Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Off Studio, where we talk about whatever we want to talk about by ourselves. Because it's my show, alone, solo, by myself, in this, well, back to the serene little place. I actually want to know what's beyond that, but I don't want to get my shoes wet. You know what I mean? Because I'm wearing runners, so actually, this actually does seem like something I can walk over. But the water looks so deep. Things that I struggle about and wonder. Technically, if I didn't care enough about the water situation, I probably would have crossed it and it would have been interesting, but oh well, that's life. So, we are back again in the outdoors, walking around, hoping that I might find nothing, actually. Nothing physically, at least. I'm trying to see if I can find something conceptually in my brain, because the outdoors is where we reflect. So we're going to look at this little pond and wonder and reflect, and you're all just going to have to join me in how I babble. And ooh, look at that water motion. That's a great effect for a picture. Love that. See if I can get my own reflection in this. If I drop this phone, oh well. But anyways, let's talk about it. This is another question from Hillary. Shout out to you again. I'm just gonna randomly answer your questions that you've given to me from the very first episode of the Off Studio, and so we're gonna talk about it. Do I get bored often? The answer is yes and no. I guess the true answer is no. I don't get bored often because I often find something to do, but that doesn't always mean the feeling is not present, because I would say that, yeah, I don't like feeling stagnant, if that makes sense. I don't like feeling like I have to sit still. Standing still is a little bit different because, I mean, right now I'm in the outdoors, so there's a lot of stimulus going on, so that's fun. But I am not really one to think that, you know, I just, do I get bored often? No, I don't. I certainly don't think that I am. I've kind of spent a good portion of my years trying to find ways to alleviate boredom, because and I guess that kind of goes in hand with like what makes me avoidant in a lot of things, because I'm often finding ways to undo something and make it I don't know, find something to do. I am just babbling today. This is a ramble, so I hope y'all, it's a departure from my last episode, at least last, what is it, last one we did the show and tell situation. So today is going to be a ramble about my thoughts situation. I am, I feel tired, honestly. And that's funny because just because I am doesn't mean I should or would. I wouldn't really go out of my way and make myself not, like, wow, I'm losing my train of thought. Currently, I see tracks. I don't know if this is a stick that's been dragged over. Not entirely sure what just happened. I am curious to know where this leads to, or if I'm sharing this space with something else. In this video, if you all find somebody with me, then by all means, let's just hope that I am alone so I can finish this video and we can call it a day. Why not, right? What would my ideal life look like? It's a tough question. When I was younger, I could probably give you a better answer. Better in the sense that I feel as though it is within the realm of imagination. I feel like now that as an adult, you're kind of, I don't know, it's just, you make compromises, you make payments on what an ideal looks like, to the point where that shifts a lot growing up. I would say that a lot of my idea now of what an ideal looks like is definitely way more different than I did before. I think before I used to be like, oh, traveling everywhere and, you know, being able to meet so many new people and finding out the different ways and how to do everything. And you hit this age now, and I talk as if I'm old, but you kind of reach a stage in your life where you kind of think about it and go, traveling all over the world seems a little bit cumbersome. Sounds like a lot of work. Sounds like a lot of expenses. That, do I actually really need them? No, not necessarily. Reasons being is I kind of, being an NE dom, let's put it that way, you kind of have a better, well, let's just put it this way, your intuition kind of puts you in a situation where the idea tastes better than the reality. So why should you bother following through with reality if it's nice in your head anyway? So it just now has shifted what kind of ideal I am looking at now. Like, to me now the ideal is like something that's sustainable, something that's practical, something that actually can make sense on the planet for me. And I feel like a lot of that can, yeah, a lot of it is just shifting my room, for example, making sure that I can maximize my comfort, maximize my, my mood in a good way, because I feel like that's better use of my time and my money and my resources, if that makes sense. What's an ideal? Maybe an ideal relationship. Maybe we can go there. An ideal relationship? See, Bird and I agree. What ideal relationship? We're not even gonna go there. Let's just not. But yeah, what's an I love it. I'm the ENFP here going. What's the ideal? What are we talking about? It's a good question. I feel like the ideal is going to change again. I feel like I'm gonna reevaluate a lot of my life again when I hit 30. Which, I mean, why not? Always reevaluate yourself whenever chance you get. Because I think that regular checkups is important. I think a big part of growth as well is I've been preaching this, and preaching. I've been promoting or talking about this quite a bit with a lot of the folks that I know of, is that the conditions that you kind of condition yourself. My gosh, my English is failing me today. The When you find out your type, let's say you find out your personality type, your archetype, your personality matrix, whatever it is, however unique you want to be, you find that out. And then you realize that you have a tendency, like, you also find out your flaws, and they happen to be a lot. And I feel like now it's a point where reevaluation comes into play, because now you need to be able to tap into how you're going to unlearn some of the biases you did, how to unlearn the coping mechanisms that you've been doing, because now that you're aware of it, I feel like we sometimes take personality theory like a categorization, and that's it. Whereas I really believe it has to be a growth tool, because why would you be faced with, hey, here are your flaws, and then do nothing about it? To me, that just seems a little irresponsible. And also, how old are you? This is a dialogue I would expect, say, teenager life, when you're, oh, I'm just finding out about myself and figuring out what career I might be thinking about. If you're into that kind of stuff. But you hit adulthood and you realize you're still on the same boat. Everyone's on the same boat. Everyone, shoots a turd every day, hopefully twice a day. And when you do all of that, you just realize that you also have time and space and energy you have the rest of your life to kind of do something about it. I don't know. I feel like if you relinquish yourself and you surrender yourself to your personality, I feel like that kind of is the antithesis of growth. And that is not a big thing I agree with. I personally don't really agree with that at all. I think that's kind of dumb. And I feel like if you ever really want to make an impact for yourself, say you don't even want to do it for others, great, that's fine. I couldn't care less, to be honest, but do it for yourself, let's say. And you want to be your own person, you want to be your own parent, you want to have to experience fun in a different way. I really feel like everyone has access to that. We just choose not to, because priorities or different things, or we're just not as open to experiences than what we would like to be. So again, thinking about those kinds of things and pondering, what about you that you want to change? Because it's possible. I don't know, that's just, take it from an Enneagram where everything is possible. And I have to take my own medicine on this too, just because I'm saying change doesn't often, it's easier said than done. I mean, people are like finding ways to like fit me into some different box now that I act differently now, because it's like, oh no, you're no longer an ENFP. Seriously, all my cognitive functions have been fitting only those 4 things, and I don't really see how it could change or shift. I just so happen to be borrowing principles from other types and like learning from like other quadras, in a socionic sense at least. And again, like, these are all tools. I thought you're supposed to use tools, not display them like a museum. To me, that doesn't even make any sense. I mean, you can display it if you're trying to do research, I guess. You want to say, look at this wonderful experiment, but like you eventually have to use a tool. So, that's what I'm saying. So, with that being said, just want to leave you guys with that kind of food for thought. It's going to be a short video today, and I am going to explore and see if this forest has more paths. Because I went back to the same place I went to the other day, which is great. But we're going to do this again. We're going to explore. We're going to find out what else does this place have to offer. Because if I found another whole nother river again, oh, we are shifting the backdrop for videos. Calling it now. Alright guys, there's a lot of new updates coming up. We will soon be able to announce that when we do, so have fun. 30th episode airs tomorrow. 30th episode, can you believe it? I can't. I personally can't believe it. I'm still in shock that we made it to 30. So, by all means, let's find out. Have fun and enjoy. Until next time. Bye.